Hey guys, what's up? Emmanuel Simon Sakala right here, and in the studio is
Matthew Debock Manaka. How you all doing out there? And today we have a topic for you, and the topic is: what advice do you have for newly fathers? These are fathers who are married, not fathers who are not married. But yeah, fathers who are married. What advice would you have for them as a new father? You know, you never
even vasina kurora.
All right, Makwana. So watch and see the advice Mr. Sakala has for you. So yeah, my topic is for today: what do you think you can give advice? Like advice you'd give, just like, let's say 4 things to keep it simple and short. 4 things you'd give to new fathers that you think new fathers don't really know or should know in being a first-time father.
All right. When you say father, you're talking about married fathers or just a father? Because you can be a father and not married.
Let's use married fathers, because why I would want married fathers, because you are there every day, you experience it, and this is the father daughter, father son, father child relationship, not father husband. No, not the husband part of the father, the child part of it.
I've never thought about this. Now it's a tough question.
But yeah, things you've experienced that you think, you know what, I think fathers should know this.
Wow. I'll probably now say a few obvious things, because I think it's quite a deep question. Seems pretty simple, but it's sophisticated. You'd want to think about it before you give anyone advice, because advice, you're saying do this is what I do, it works. So now, maybe first of all, you need to give your child time. I think that's the first advice I would give, because what I've learned is your child is basically an image of yourself. So if you don't give them time, you're allowing whoever is with them to mold them to be whatever then they become. So I've also realized that most fathers have a tendency of being out, out and with the guys. It becomes a normal thing to come back home at 10 or even after 10. It becomes a normal thing to be not there during the weekends. I don't think it's the wisest you can do if you really want to model your child to be like you. Of course, that is if you actually admire who you are, because there's also a chance that you may not admire who you are, and you don't want your child to be like you. So if you want your child to be like you or better than you are, definitely first thing, you need to spend a lot of time with your child, because I've seen they ask questions. I've been a father for 3 years, coming to 4 now. They ask a lot of questions and they imitate a lot. So you want to be there to answer all of these questions when they ask. And you don't want someone else to give them something else. Of course, yes, the environment or the society plays a huge role to the upbringing, but at least when they need a father, when they need someone whom they look up to, you should be there when you're supposed to be there. So I think that's one piece of advice I can give. Then maybe number 2, you need to work hard. It works very hard. Here I'm talking about making money.
Wait. Yeah. I would like to stop you there.
Sure.
Because there comes to a point that someone was telling me when I was asking them this question. They were like, yes, definitely time that you spoke about. Time, you definitely need to be there. But now that you say you need to work very hard, that's time. Because time is money. So if I'm working very hard, that time you're talking about that I need to give, I will not be able to give it because I'm working very hard.
Nah.
You mean what? Wait, look at it like this. Look at it at a job where you have shifts, right? For you to earn more, you take more shifts, right? Look at it where a job where you're an entrepreneur, right? And everything relies on you. That means most of your time goes to your work. You don't necessarily have a time where you knock off like at 5 o'clock and you come home. Even when you're at home, you're still working.
I hear what you're saying, and it's not wrong. Though with everything, there's always a balance. We want to make money in this world, and we've realized that you need money to survive. But there's a sufficient amount of money that makes you survive. So if you chase money as if like that's everything that you're going to live for, and that's everything that you're doing under the sun, then I don't think you live a happy life, especially with a family. Because now, as much as you're saying unfortunately kugara zvakanaka kwemhuri is not just about the money, it's also about your presence as the father. People get a lot of excitement, or rather a lot of happiness when they're around the people that they love. Unfortunately, people seem to undervalue that. But kana makambozvitsvaga pama birthdays, pama Christmas, pama chi, what's really exciting there is not really the money that you are spending. It's the idea of you being there as a family. The community as a family is what is beautiful.
True, but you cannot be as a community, as a family. That
is why I'm saying there needs to be a balance. The problem only rises when you go on the extreme one side. It's not even healthy for you to spend all your time with your family and not work. Neither is it healthy for you to spend all your time and just work.
All right.
What is needed here is to strike a balance. The normal thing is a man goes to work at 8 in the morning and comes back from work around 6. That's the normal thing. I don't think there's anything wrong there. And even on weekends, be available if you can be. Saturday, Sunday, find a day where you are there. On holidays, be there on holidays. At least be available when you're expected to be available. Don't be somebody who's always at work. You wake up maybe 6 before the kid is even up. You come back home maybe at 9, the kid is already asleep. They literally never have time with you. On weekends, you are working. On holidays, you are working.
Ndiri guard most shift yangu inotangana 12 PM anditika ichipera na 12 AM. Ndo basa randakatowana handina rimwe basa randogona 1.
If you are a guard like that, then you actually have more time than most of us, because you are saying shift yako inotangana
12 PM ichipera na 12 AM zvimanheru, meaning kuti by the time the child leaves for school.
What are you talking about? 12 afternoon ere.
No, 12
PM mascot.
Yes.
And then ends what time?
12 AM.
12 AM like in the morning.
Yes.
There are no shifts like that. It doesn't work like that.
What should be
people,
okay, it was an example. It was an example. You don't need to get so intricate. It was an example.
Most people, most employers, they have these things in mind. But not only 8-hour shifts, they are also trying to make it something that's feasible. And even with shift jobs, you see that most of the times you rotate your shift after every 3 weeks, so that you also get time in the day or also time in the evening. So by any means, you always have that time to be with your family. But unfortunately, most people, when they have that free time, instead of being with your family, they rather go to the bar and be with friends. Because that's where they have relationships. They don't have a relationship.
Okay.
So that was my advice number 2. You have to work hard. I was talking about working hard. You need to work hard to make money. And of course, maybe now that you talked about that, let's say number 3 is strike a balance
between the personal part, which is number 1, and the working part.
Exactly.
You need to strike a balance.
Strike a balance. We talked about striking a balance. I think it's very, very important. Be the father that works, and also be the father that's there for the child. And I think number 4, you have a healthy relationship with your wife and your other family. Because like I keep on saying, if your relationship with your wife is unhealthy and you think that you're going to teach your child to be anything else other than that, my wife patience and you expect your child to be better than that, and your child is watching that. Trust me, that's just exactly what they're going to become. So your relationship with your wife also plays a huge role in raising that same child. As long as you guys are loving each other and this child sees that and it's cute and you are taking care of her, mwana uyu anotongodzidza izvozvo in the big. Even mumba macho muri healthy, hamusi toxic, hamusi mekutukana, hamusi mekunetsana. It's a healthy
environment.
Yeah. So I think those are my 4 pieces of advice that I can give.
That you can give to newly fathers. Yes, mamanzi wamashoko, fathers who are fathers to be, or even fathers right now.
Married ones.
I
guess the ones that are not married can take a couple of things. Maybe you can take number 1. Number 2 and number 3. And the last 1 is maybe they can also take it, because I also mentioned family, because besides your wife, you also have your, what do you call it? The
extended family.
Not extended, your family.
It's extended, bro. Once it's because your family. If I had to ask you what is your family, because if I had to say to you what is your family, right? The first people you mention is who? Your wife.
Is that how it works in English? It's called extended family. I don't think so.
Okay, I'm a bit skeptical, but I would assume it is. Do you know where I'm coming from? Do you know where I'm coming from? If I had to ask you to say who is your family, right? You mention your wife and your children. You don't start mentioning your sister and your brother.
It depends with how you will be asking, actually. I would research this later, but I don't think extended family is the right word.
I would like to stick on to this one to
Extended
say
family.
these people who are outside are the extended version because they extend. I don't know. I could be wrong.
I don't.
I
think
could
so.
be wrong.
You should
I don't
be
know.
wrong, boss.
I should be wrong.
You should be. So
All right.
anyway, my point was, besides the wife, let's say maybe you are just a father without the wife, you also need to make sure that you have a healthy relationship with your other family. Obviously now we cannot talk about the side because maybe but if you were married, of course next side kwechi kwakazvarwa kwacho.
Koma uya ari kukuroya uya na tete vaya asingadi
kutubudirira. These are some of the things that have messed up kukudza vana. I know a lot of people that have grown around me that have relationships dzakadestroyed nekuda kwezvokupumana muroi zvimaprofita zvichipinda mumafamilies otanga kuti hey hausi kurorwa nekuda kwekuti wakazodanzwi vatete vako havadi uwani kweka kuti haubudiriri muupenyu nekuti families just get messed up, and unfortunately that child when you muchitaura izvozvozvo mumba akutozvinzwa and they grow like that. It's so sad. Zvotoboa. I remember I had relationships nemamwe marelatives anditori now, but because of some of the things that zvinotaurika mumba, so unotozotokanganisa and you end up probably resenting someone for no reason really. Nekuda kwokuti zvakangotaurika but iwo hautozvizivi, but just because of that relationship yatovhiringika. So fathers should, from what you're saying, it sounds like fathers should really, if you're going to be a father or if you want to be a father, the person you should really work on first is yourself, because you can only have better relationships with the people around you if you are a well-grounded individual, because that means you need to take the high road in certain circumstances. You need to be a better person. So yeah. That was my topic.